Beautiful day in New Hampshire. Good day to answer questions, at least if you're Donald Trump, the Republican frontrunner in the presidential campaign. We're here at the Atkinson Resort and Country Club. I want to go back over to my friend Willie Geist, who's with another member of our audience.
Thank you, gentlemen. Maureen White is a retired special ed teacher. She was a teacher for 42 years, registered Republican, undecided.
Mr. Trump, I would like to ask you what your specific action plan would be for dealing with the large number, millions of illegal immigrants currently in the United States that are drawing on our resources?
Oh, you're going to vote for me, because I'm the only one doing it. If you look at Carson, he's very weak on illegal immigration. If you look at Bush, he said they come in for love. If you look at Rubio, he was a member of the Gang of Eight. I mean, he's way down anyway, but this guy was so weak, and then all of a sudden he said, well, maybe I can't do that because he went down. They're all weak on immigration. I'm the only one that's really, really strong. Number one, I'm building a wall. They're not coming in anymore. Number two, immediately we're building a wall. And by the way, Mexico's paying for the wall. Everyone says, oh, how will Mexico? It's easy. We're losing $45 billion a year in terms of our imbalance with Mexico. Mexico is paying for the wall. We're building a wall. I get along great with Mexico. I love the Mexican people. They're incredible people. I have thousands of Hispanics that work for me. I was at Doral the other day, all Hispanic. They gave me standing ovations.
But let me interrupt here for a second.
Yes.
Specifically, because you used the word specifically, okay? Specific actions.
Specific.
For example,
I'm
just getting 11 million illegal or undocumented immigrants out of the country, transportation, housing them in the process.
It's called management. Look,
what's the specific
and you
plan?
understand, I think, maybe perhaps better than Matt. It's called we have a country, and they're here illegally. And we're going to get, and some are excellent people, they're great people. And they're going out, they're going to come back in legally. They're going to come and it will expedite it. We're going to expedite the process. But we either have a country or we don't have a country. And they're coming back legally. And the bad ones are never coming back again. A lot of the gangs that you see in Los Angeles, you see the gangs in Los Angeles, half of these gangs are made up of illegal immigrants. These are rough dudes. I guarantee you, my first day, and the cops are fantastic. The police are fantastic. They know the good ones. They know the bad ones.
It's a massive movement of people. A massive movement of people. Do you have a business plan? Do you have a plan on paper to accomplish it?
We lose $250 billion a year on illegal immigration. That's what we lose. If we clean up the mess, we don't even know. You said 11 million. Nobody knows what the number is. They're going out and they're coming back in legally. That's the way it has to be.
Maureen, did he answer your question specifically?
Not quite, but I do know, I have read his position papers, and he does have an outline. I would like...
Very detailed. It's very detailed, and we explain. Do you know that Dwight Eisenhower, who was a nice man, General Dwight in the 1950s, do you know that he moved over 1 million people out? And what he did, he brought them to the border, and they came right back. Brought them to the border, came right back. Then what they did is they took them, moved them all the way down south. They never came back. But Dwight Eisenhower moved over 1 million, it's actually 1.5 million people back in to the south through the border because it was a huge problem. Nobody ever mentions it. It was a major operation. 1.5 million people, which is maybe the equivalent in those days. And he moved them out because we had a huge problem in the 1950s. Nobody ever talks about it.
When you fly around the country campaigning, you fly back to New York on your jet, and I know you go into LaGuardia. I know the path. You go right over the harbor.
LaGuardia with the potholes on the runway.
All right, you go right over the harbor. You pass the Statue of Liberty. Right. And you look down at that statue. You know the words on the base of that statue? It's not a pop quiz. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Okay. You've said Syrian refugees fleeing conflict in their country, the ones who come here, they're going back. They're all going back.
Let me just tell you. Yes, they're going back.
Do they not qualify as the tired, the poor, the huddled masses yearning to breathe free?
We're like the caretaker for the world. We owe $19 trillion. We can't breathe. We owe so much. Nobody knows how they're going to pay it off. I'm going to get it paid off because I'm going to do cutting. But there's a good example. We have a president that said 3,000, then it was 5,000, then it was 10,000. Now he wants to bring in 250,000 people who nobody even knows who they are, other than, and I watched the migration very carefully, they're young, strong men. I keep saying, where are the women? Where are the children? You don't see that many women. You don't see that many children. Now, we're going to take in 250,000 people. They're coming from areas we don't know. They have no papers, no document. This could be the greatest Trojan horse. It probably isn't. but this could be the greatest Trojan horse of all time. We're going to take them in, put them in our country. It's going to cost, Matt, billions of dollars. It was just reported over a 10-year period. Doing that is going to cost billions. I said, if that happens, I'm sending them back.
But
it shouldn't happen.
Matter. You
but
just
Matt,
said yourself. You just said it could be a big Trojan horse. It probably isn't.
No,
but they're all going back.
Matt, probably is not acceptable. The word probably is not acceptable. These people could be ISIS. They could be fighters. They could be doing something. That's why I say it could be a Trojan horse. But let me just tell you what should be done. And this, also with Germany and the others, they're being swamped. They're destroying Merkel, what she's having. She's having riots in the street right now. What should happen is the United States and everybody else, including the Gulf states, who are not spending any money and they're rich as can be, they should build a safe zone, take a big piece of land in Syria, and they have plenty of land, believe me. Build a safe zone for all these people, because I have a heart. I mean, these people, it's horrible to watch. But they shouldn't come over here. We should build a safe zone and put up some money and get the Gulf states, who are not taking any people and are not putting up any money, and they're rich as can be. They have more money than anybody. Get all of these nations to contribute, build a tremendous safe zone so these people can stay there and they're safe. And then when that country gets back, they can maybe go back to their homes, which is very interesting. People, even people that work for me, they come from all parts of the world. Their big ambition, no matter what it is, even if it's a country that you don't think much of, they all want to go back home. It's an amazing thing. They'll come here, they'll work, they'll be here legally in my case, but they'll work. But they all want to go back to their country. It's an amazing thing to see. These people want to go back to Syria. You build a safe zone in Syria. You have people contribute. You do things where you take care of the people, because we have to do that from a humanity. But I don't want 250,000 people coming into the United States. We can't handle it.
How many would you take?
I would take none. No, I would take none. I would take none. Right now, I would take. But I'll take better care of them, Matt, because what I would take a big swatch of land, and I'd have lots of other people, including Germany. Germany's crazy what they're doing. They are having riots in their streets right now. These people are coming in, and they're having a lot of problems with crime and other things. We have to help these people. I'm okay with it, but they're not coming to the United States, man.
More with Donald Trump from New Hampshire. But first, this is Today on NBC.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.